Hello my fiery friends, the Infernoman here with our latest gameplay and exhibition video to show you. In this series, we highlight a random deck on MTG Arena, and it can range from a spicy homebrew to a tier 1 meta deck that's hot on ranked. And if you do like these videos and anything I do, all I ask for you is to give a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so you can enjoy everything from my gameplay, deck techs, booster pack openings, and so much more. If you do like the deck, I will leave a link in the details below so you can give it a spin on Arena for yourself. Keep in mind that these videos will be pure gameplay, no commentary style, so you can enjoy the game, and if you want to, you can see my final thoughts on this deck at the end of the match. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And that was our game, everybody. So as you kind of saw at the end of that last video, we kind of got the combo off, but in a very unexpected way. I didn't think they would attack their own Gear Hulk. They didn't realize that Tor Elf still triggers off even from that, even if they try to do some actual damage to their own creature. But in any case, you kind of can see, obviously, Brash Extinction is just trying to do one thing. We're getting Brash Taunter out, and then we're going to use Star of Extinction to hit it because it's indestructible, and then reflects that damage back to our opponent. Other copies that we need will have Tor Elf, which kind of does the same thing, it's just worded very differently. Just to make sure you guys are clear, it says right here, whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess non-combat damage, like that Star of Extinction, it will deal the damage equal to the excess to any target other than the permanent, and that does include our opponent's face. So say if you have a Star of Extinction out, and also you could just wrath the whole board, it does an insane amount of triggers at our opponent, which is actually kind of hilarious. You can also flip it into the hammer, which we don't really use too often, but it kind of works every so often there. Your only other wrath, of course, is just 2 copies of Sweltering Suns. As you kind of notice, the biggest weakness that I'm just going to say right now with the deck, now that I brought it up, is we have Wraths, but we don't have that much in terms of spot removal for the deck. You have Shatter Skull Smashing, and you kind of have Spikefield Hazard, but those, I don't know if you really want to count those. But the main reason you play this deck, of course, is you're just trying to ramp as fast as you can, just to get these 2 cards out, or Tor Elf, and then just smash our opponent and throw that damage back at their face. A couple other ways we're trying to help get there and ramp us out is we have copies of Chandra, we have Fable the Mirror Breaker, we have Maze Mind's Tome, which is not technically ramp or even a mana rock, but the fact that it can scry to kind of help fix our draws and then trying to help us draw a card when we need to also gives us some life back. This kind of helps keep us stable. Otherwise, your other pseudo ramp is just some goblins and some gold hounds. Just create some treasures, help us get there a little quicker. You notice I didn't mention this, but the secret tech to the deck is Blood Sun. Blood Sun is a double-edged sword. I really want to just say right now, I love the card, and it does help us get out Lotus Field and cheat it out faster. But the downside, of course, to Blood Sun is, if you didn't notice, it also means that our opponents do not have to shock themselves, or they do not have to hurt themselves just to get out cards such as these Bolt lands or, say, Tap lands. So be careful of that when you play this deck. However, this also means that we also need to have a game plan for in case if we can't use Blood Sun. That's why we have cards like Den of the Bugbear out in Sokazin. But of course, one thing I forgot to also mention is Blood Sun also will turn off your Den of the Bugbear, so be very careful about that. But I still use them anyway, just in case. No reason why I'm using Snow-Covered Mountains. I think I originally had in the version of this for Historic was some of the snow effects. But that's something you don't need to worry about. I just threw them in there just because. Otherwise, for your sideboard, if you're dealing with a lot of artifact hate, you bring in Karns. You notice that the first half of it is pretty much like a toolbox style. So when you bring out Karn, then you can pull out any one of these cards from your sideboard if you have to deal with stuff like that in best of 3. Otherwise, you have life gain hate right here. And of course, copies of Chandra, Awakened Inferno. You can bring these in case if you have to deal with more control decks. These can't be countered. And also, they kind of work as pseudo wraths and a bit of spot removal. But otherwise, that's mostly the deck for you guys. It's a simple, janky combo plan that I absolutely love playing. Otherwise, if you do want to see the full combo go off, hang out for a second, and I will show you at the very end of this explanation at least some footage of us trying to get the combo off. I hope you enjoy. That's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. Later!